Recently, a man convicted of a high-profile murder was sentenced, and a lot of people tuned in to watch the sentencing. But what time did that coverage start? Well, I say 2:30 in the afternoon. But someone in California probably would say, no, that started at 11:30 a.m. Who's right? Who's wrong? Listen to this from John chapter 19. It was the day of preparation of the Passover. It was about noon. Here is your king, Pilate said to the Jews. But they shouted, take him away, crucify him. So according to John, Jesus was still basically on trial. He was still before Pilate at 12 o'clock, at noon. There's still room for another hour or so before he's crucified, according to John. But now, Mark's version, chapter 15, it was 9 in the morning when they crucified him. And then later in the same chapter, at noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. So John's version of noon, Jesus may still get off. His fate hasn't even been sealed yet. Mark's version of noon, Jesus has been hanging on the cross 3 hours already, and now it's dark. It doesn't ultimately matter when Jesus was crucified or at what time he died, but it does matter that the Bible is accurate. So there, of course, is your contradiction. That one says it happened at this time, the other said it happened at this time. The first thing to note is that I'm reading from the NIV, the New International Version, a very popular Bible translation. But in this case, very committed to this interpretive translation, whereas most Bible translations here follow the Greek text a little more closely, which is more ambiguous and does not say 9 in the morning or noon. The Greek text does not say those. The Greek text says 3rd hour and 6th hour. And is that important? Yes, that's potentially very important, because the evidence is not exactly scant that John is using a different time system. And not just in this account, but throughout his gospel. So if Mark's 3rd hour is the Jewish 3rd hour, the 3rd hour of light, about 9 a.m., when Jesus was crucified, and if John's 6th hour is actually the Roman 6th hour in a 12-hour system like our system, so 6 a.m., when Jesus is still on trial, 3 hours before 9 a.m., then your contradiction is gone. And this is plausible within John's gospel. There are a number of times when it does seem that it would make more sense if John is in fact using the Roman time system. So we'll look at one of those. In John chapter 4, Jesus heals a royal official's son. Now this official had come from Capernaum to where Jesus was in Cana. Jesus said to him, "Go, your boy will live." And then we read this: the man took Jesus at his word and departed. While he was still on the way, his servants met him with the news that his boy was living. When he inquired as to the time when his son got better, they said to him, "Yesterday, at the 7th hour, the fever left him." Then the father realized that this was the exact time at which Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live." So why would he not have made it back the same day if he departed on a 15-mile trip at 1 or 2 p.m.? Especially when he didn't even have to go the whole way. It says his servants met him while he was still on the way. Wouldn't it make more sense for a 15-mile journey to become a trip that spans 2 separate days if it starts at 7 p.m. and perhaps includes stopping for the night? It's not at all a stretch that John used a different time system, just as Americans today use 4 major time systems and several variations within. I'm Pastor Clinton. God bless your efforts to learn from his truth.